Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are once again in Kerbal Space Program Hardcore mode. This is the series in which I'm playing the game on hard mode and then adding on the extra difficulty of turning down the science to only 30% of what you normally would receive. And we are here picking up right where we left off with Rescue Probe 1, I believe is what I called this thing, or Rescue 1. And its job, you can see it's in orbit about Minmus, and its job is to rescue Zumbinis, who is right here. As well, I need to rescue his scrap. So I need to rendezvous with the craft here, and I need to bring Zumbinis and the scrap back. And if you are looking at this and going, wow, you are in a wacky orbit to try and rendezvous with something in an equatorial orbit, that's true, because right now I'm not trying to rendezvous with this. I'm actually trying to rendezvous with this. This is, thankfully, it's Minmus Station. That's because some things have gone wrong with this. It's design issues. We're in orbit. What else do you want? We're gonna get the job done one way or the other, but things have not gone optimally, and we need to rendezvous with the station, pick up some fuel before we're able to do the second part of this, which is to pick up Zumbinis. And if you're finding the name kind of curious, it's not a very standard Kerbal name, and that's not true because it's actually a name of one of my YouTube members. I like to recognize my Patreons and YouTube members by giving them a Kerbal. So I'm working my way down the list of Patreons and YouTube members, and he is next on the list to get Kerbalized. And speaking of Patreons and YouTube members, I also like to recognize anybody new that has joined into the group of recent, and in the past week we have had somebody new, so welcome aboard, Daniel. Daniel's my most recent Patreon patron, so thank you very much for your support. And of course, thanks to everybody who has supported this channel, whether directly or indirectly. Anyway, yes, it's being pointed out, damn, only 230 meters per second of delta V. That is 100% correct. That is why we're rendezvousing with the station to get more fuel. And after the stream last week, I did sort of figure out a bit of, we're still, by the way, an hour and 25 minutes from the station, so we're okay, we can talk. I did figure out what went wrong. I ended up, as I was designing this part of it, putting on top of it a Mark 1-3 capsule so that I can do the Delta V budget with the weight of the scrap in mind, and I just picked the biggest capsule that I have unlocked to date. And so that's how I designed this one. And then I proceeded to take the capsule off and design the booster without the capsule on it. And then I used my same Delta V budget for the whole mission to look at the total Delta V budget of the mission, but without the capsule, you know, I ended up not taking into account the weight of the capsule now in the total Delta V budget. The result of all that was that the booster that lifted this thing into orbit was much too small, which meant that, one, it did impact my total Delta V budget. That's part of the reason why I don't have a whole lot of fuel left over right now. But also, it was way too small for getting into orbit. It didn't do enough of the orbital insertion, and it left the bulk of the orbital insertion to this little stupid Terrier engine, which is in no way designed for doing, you know, ascents off the surface of Kerbal in the atmosphere. So it really impacted the efficiency of it. We limped it into orbit, we've limped it to here, and now we're going to rendezvous with the station. Couple other things that I noticed also in the interim. Number one is I've gotten a couple of messages here. I got some contracts completed. So for instance here, contract complete, conduct a low resolution altimetry scan of the surface of the moon. These are SCANsat scans that I have been doing. They've been running in the background. They're finishing off as they go. So that one finished over the course of last stream. I'm only noticing it now. And another one here to do a high resolution visual scan of Kerbal. So those are being completed. So I thought in the interim I'd also pay attention to some of the other SCANsat mods that are going, or SCANsat contracts that are active right now. I have a high resolution visual scan of the moon, It's 60% of the required 70% of that is being completed, so hopefully we'll see that one go complete pretty soon. And a multi-spectral scan, which is a biome scan of the moon. It's 55% of the necessary 75%. So lots of stuff happening. Let's rendezvous with the station. Let's kind of get that going. So like I said, we're a little over an hour away, so let's just time warp until we're closer. And I have to figure out... Oh, did a little funky thing for me. Don't like it when it does that. The numbers went funny while I was time warping. Okay, so the station's right there. Pressing F4 should make it visible. Yep. And we're going to come within 360 meters of it, so that's good. And our relative velocity is well less than our delta V, so that means we should be able to afford this. Now, I don't know quite how I'm going to attach this to the station for refueling. I do have this grabber unit. I can arm that, show you what that looks like, and I can grab onto the station. I'm pretty sure I can transfer fuel through this if I wanted to, but it just kind of feels aggressive. I wouldn't want that thing grabbing on the my space station that way. So, it makes it look more like a breaching pod than anything else. So I think what I'm going to do, I do have engineers aboard. Hopefully I have some spare docking ports. We'll see if we can dock in a more civilized way. But the first job in all of this is to get there. Okay, let's start shedding off some of this velocity here. And we'll try and close this distance down at the same time. That's looking pretty good. Let's put that right on the retrograde vector there. Slowly start spilling some of this stuff. Hello, Rockomax. Oh, I like the name. Very fitting. So I've just reduced my throttle so that my time to is staying pretty close to the same, and I'm just letting this go down. If this time to the target starts to increase dramatically, I'm just gonna cut throttle and let myself get closer. But right now I'm kind of liking what's happening right now. Now, another issue I have... this mission's going to get more complicated all the time. Another issue I have is... Oh, I do have a heat shield attached to this. I was kind of... Here, let's cut throttle and let ourselves get closer. I was a little bit reluctant to let Zumbinis ride down to Kerbin's surface in this. I thought it felt sketchy to me. And my plan was actually to bring Zumbinis. This is the original plan of this whole thing. To have first rendezvous with Zumbinis, bring Zumbinis over to the station, and then I got a whole station crew that I kind of want to return to Kerbin's surface anyway, to have him kind of hitch a ride with them, and then they can all go back to Kerbin in a much more civilized form. But I am pretty sure that the Cerberus, which is the ship that is docked with, thank goodness it's Minmus Station, I am pretty sure that that has a max crew of 4, and I am also pretty sure that the current amount of crew on the station is 4, which means there's not an extra seat for Zumbinis. Okay, let's really start throwing some throttle at this. So, I don't know. So, at the very least, if I'm going to bring this crew back, I got to bring Zumbinis back to at least low Kerbin orbit with this vehicle. Like I said, this is getting more and more complicated. Now, in low Kerbin orbit, I do have another station, so maybe what I can do is rendezvous with the station about Kerbin. And then my crew here can rendezvous with the station at Kerbal. They can all get aboard the vessel that can take them down to the surface, which has, I think, much more crew capacity. I'd have to check to be sure, but I think it does. Or maybe I should just say screw it. And, you know what, I'm going to get rid of my contract plus window there. It's in the way. And just descend down to the surface with this thing either way. I don't know. Not sure what I'm doing. Okay. What am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I do not see spare docking ports at all on this thing. Hello, Brian. Hello, IC. Hello, Oliver. The scrap also has seats. Yes, but then the scrap has to bring Kerbals back. That's the issue. Now, another option, maybe is come back to the station, dock the scrap along with this thing to the Cerberus, this is our vessel here, and bring the whole configuration, all the Kerbals together to... That might be better. That might be better. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, let's... I do have RCS aboard. Boy, that's pretty powerful RCS. Okay, I gotta figure out what I got aboard this station and see if I can do some... Oh, that's a pretty empty station, isn't it? Oh, dear. I was hoping there was some extra docking ports that I can move around, but there's a whole lot of nothing aboard here. Ack. Really? I got nothing? Oh, wait, here we go. Why isn't that showing up in the cargo tab? Okay, so those aren't docking ports, though. There is some storage containers here. Those are empty. And that's empty. Okay, so I do have some stuff here, but nothing here that's useful. All right, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to get aggressive. We're going to arm our claw. I think I put that on the brake action group. Don't gear action group? Yes, that's what I did. We're going to control from here. We're going to target... we're going to go into breaching pod mode. Oh, hang on. What is this big ugly thing? How the heck with it? Let's just target this big thing back here. Can I actually... I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can figure this out. I'm thinking what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to have to eyeball it, is attach to this capsule back here. So that also looks like it's got fuel in it. This was just one of the components that brought the station here. Oh my gosh, I cannot. Just aim that way, silly Billy. Okay, roll this so blue is up. That is always... Or no, roll it so north is up. And now the screen should match. Nope. That's south is up. This way. Okay, let's just start moving. I want to attach here. Okay, I'm upside down right now, so I'm going to go this way. That's better. Aim our camera on this. Congratulations, Ed's Hobby Shop for his, or Ed's Hobby Cafe, I'm sorry, for your first powered moon landing. This game's not an easy one. I you know, like it flat out just isn't. Just gonna try and connect somewhere in there. Hopefully there's enough drive here to grab, and hopefully I can... Oh, there we go. We're attached. Okay. So, can I fuel this fella up? Oh, maybe I cannot. Is there a... This might not be... Shoot. Alright, we might need to do something clever. And I always struggle with that, but I do not see the ability to transfer fuel. Look one more time. Nope. And I don't see as well if I click on the actual grabbing unit the ability to enable fuel transfer. So, alright, we're on to plan E, I think, by now. I'm going to... Oh, is there only... Really? What's over here? Aim, aim, aim. There is a docking port here, but there's only one. Oh, you are an evil game. I'm kind of... I need two docking ports. So there's one docking port here that I was thinking of ripping off, like undocking this. I could... Nope. Better plan. Yeah, this is going to get complicated. Maybe the better plan then would be to undock this, get an engineer to steal this docking port, the other one that's attached to it, come over here, put a docking port on there, transfer the Cerberus over to here, transfer over all of this fuel. Let's fill the Cerberus up. Okay, here we go. Use the port of the Cerberus. Yeah, I think that's what I was just thinking. We're great minds think alike. I think I'm just thinking exactly that. Yeah, I can see now there's two that fits in here and two, so there's only four, and I got 4 Kerbals here, right? Yeah, I do, so... okay, that's been emptied. That's emptied. Out, out. Okay. In. No, that doesn't work either. Ah, shoot. Okay. I was about to say I was going to take the Cerberus and go get Zumbinis, but then the Cerberus can't grab the scrap. This is all getting so complicated. Okay. Here. In. Oh, just claw to the Cerberus. That might be a smarter thing to do. No, the claw doesn't transfer fuel. That's what I'm discovering here. If that would work, then I would have been able to steal this fuel, but I can't. Okay, I think I now have the Cerberus totally fueled, right? This is all other stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, okay, and... Oh my god, too many. And monopropellant. Why won't you show me the monoprop? There we go. Oh, let's fill up the monopropellant while we're at it. I should have plenty of monoprop on this vessel, on this ship. There we go. Why are they putting them way up there? Out. Is that the ship from ME2? Like Mass Effect? Do you see some Mass Effect in here? Is that what you're saying? And the answer is no. I wasn't shooting for anything. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna undock. Oh, actually, where's our crew? Is there any crew aboard this thing? No. No. So let's take our pilot, who is somewhere. Who is our pilot? Deluxe is our pilot. Transfer our pilot into here. And let's at least get something happening here. So undock. We're going to get this mission done. If it kills me, we're going to get this mission done. Okay, there's probably some... Oh no, the reaction wheels are in here. I think I remember going through this before. Toggle that torque. Okay, now I'm going to go back to here. And we're going to get our engineer. There he is, William. And William is going to do some modifying here. Oh, I like that sound. Okay, and William, we need to grab this. And we need to just grab this. And I'm sure this will not fit. No, it won't. But we can stick it down there for now. I love construction mode. It is the best. You do that. I just leave it. I was about to fine-tune everything, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, let's get William back inside. Close that. There is a bug associated if you're in EVA mode and you don't close that. That's how you can sometimes get ghost Kerbals. That's happened to me twice. It's very annoying. Like these sort of phantom copies of your Kerbals that you can't control, but they're in the way. Can I? Okay. Sorry. I need to get onto here. Control from here. Set that as a target. All right. We're in business now. We're in business. Excellent. I'm being told, Mike Aben, you might need to move the parachutes. Absolutely, thank you. That was part of the plan. There are parachutes in these containers. So I got to think about. I need an engineer to attach them. I'm thinking probably the best plan is to return here. Oh, this is getting complicated. No, you know what? I got a plan for that. Yeah, there will be parachutes on this thing before things get too out of hand. But yes, I do have parachutes to bring down Zumbinis' scrap. They are in these containers here. But first we got to get to them. And I'm hoping this solved this issue. Bonk. Okay, we are here. Alright, so now we should be able to fill... Oh, we got lots of wobblies happening. We should be able to fill this tank. So, out. Not sure how well we'll be able to fill the tank, but we'll do the best we can. Should be enough. And... that's like half the fuel. This thing has a redonkulous quantity of Delta V. I'm going to say that's enough. I'm going to say that's enough to get the job done. So we're going to undock. If I can find the right button. There we are. Job done. Back away. Back to getting William to recover that docking port. It was a convoluted way to do it, but this thing is a convoluted station. It is built out of lots of spare stuff. Okay, let's see. Get down there. Oh, I need this. And it went right. Put the snap on. Right. Oh, no, no, no. Right there. That looks good. Okay. Back inside you go. Oh, close this and board. Alright, and finally we want to redock our Cerberus. Set that as a target. Do a lot of sidewaysing here. Woo! The hose pipes in that, yes, KAS hose pipes. I do miss those. Those are great. And you can connect anything to anything with those. They were great for, I've had a lot of, yeah. I don't know why, but once KSP brought in their own construction mode, and I just stopped using Kerbal attachment system. But I do miss I miss those hoses, and I'll be honest, I miss the explosives that they had. Whoa, I feel like I'm missing. Just come back. Back off. A little bit of snuggle up there. There we go. Okay, we're in. All right, so that is that. We'll toggle off these reaction wheels. And now this thing I should be able to release. And I have 1,537 meters per second at delta V. I honestly do not see how that can be a problem. So let us go get our Zumbinis. So we're going to set you as a target. And I'm thinking, probably my first step is just simply... Do I have two things set as targets? Is that possible? I didn't think that would be possible. I don't know which way I'm going. Nope. Oh, wait. What am I... I gotta put him... I'm coming this way. I gotta put a maneuver over here. Go away. I'm getting this. Add a maneuver here. Step one in this rendezvous is going to be to get our two orbits to cross. Over on the other side here. So... we'll have a 90-degree plane change, so that's the least fun part of it, that's for sure. Does that look like they're crossing there? I think so. Certainly is close enough. Okay, so we'll do a teeny tiny little burn coming up here. Actually, I think that's almost like an RCS type of burn. Oh, John is talking about tethers in space. Is that still in reference to... Sorry, I should get my stuff together here. But is that still in reference to Kerbal Construction Time? Because I can remember trying to tow things with tethers in space. Don't do that. It doesn't work. They shouldn't be there. Maybe that's what you're referring to. I don't think there's a way for it not to turn into a disaster. Okay, I'm not going to drive straight into the station. I'm not. Okay, let's just go to half throttle here. Thankfully, this is Minmus. We're going to have to do a 90-degree plane change, but it's not going to cost us too much. Should be pretty cheap. Blam. Okay, I'm sure that's fine. So I just wanted to get my periapsis to match with my target orbit. So now what I'm going to do is just put a maneuver here, add a bunch of prograde, and you can see the encounter indicator whipping all around. At least I should be seeing it whipping all around. It was. Do I need to come ahead a little bit? A little bit ahead in time. There we go. So how far to be out here? Just a couple of hours, so maybe one more. But you can see the further I put out, honestly, I think that should be close enough. It's going to be a dirt cheap plane change out here. So this is the idea. We're setting up an elliptical orbit so that we will get an encounter after one more orbit. So we're coming in, doing a burn, going into this elliptical orbit. That will kind of give us some lag time out here, and we'll be rendezvousing with this. But we're going to do the plane change way out here because that's where it's going to be the cheapest. I think all that looks good. Just increase that thrust limiter to get this. Nice. Okay. Let's get to that one. It's a 44 meter per second burn. Pure prograde. And actually, I think I can probably take a look at my close encounter indicators here too. I should be starting to notice. Still, textures are funny when you got Minmus in the background. As soon as you take Minmus out, they go normal. It's very weird. On the end, I'm talking about the engine plumes. Very weird. See my... Oh, I had it there for a moment. Close encounter indicator here. Oh my gosh, I'm bouncing around all over the place just with the RCS, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But I'm gonna be about 2 kilometers from it in about 4 hours. But we're gonna take care of the plane change first. So that is going to be out here-ish, right on that DN, and it's so unclear, I think, which way to go. So I'm just gonna pick one. Does that make my relative inclination better? It sure does. And it's gonna be, it's always a good. Like, you're going to do about half of it on the normal. Whenever you do a 90-degree plane change, half of it's going to be on the normal vector. So I'm just going to pull that till it's about 45 degrees. And then half of it is going to be on the retrograde vector. Pull that back. And I'll just keep playing with this. Like that, and then back. Oh, I think I went a little bit too far with that one, so bring that down. And where? I'm looking at my close encounter indicators. I'm looking at my here it comes. Here it comes. My relative inclination. Don't have to make it perfect because though I always end up trying anyway. Yeah, a bit of a difference here. Oh, I still got to come in a bit more. Here we go. I have very little doubt that we can make that work. .kilometers. I saw 12 kilometers as my closest approach. We'll make it work. We shall make it work. Should probably... Can I play a little bit with the radial? Will that make a difference? Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, there we go. 0.1. I don't know if you can see it in all this jumble of numbers, but it's a 0.1 kilometer separation. Inclination's almost a dead match. Good stuff. So our plane change is going to cost us only 56 meters per second. Let's get out there. Oops, this time I need to be on the maneuver node. Okay. And then after we get to Zumbinis and we latch on, then I got a decision to make. But I'll get to that decision in just a little bit. Okay, again, I'm going to wait till I'm, like this says 10 seconds for the burn time. I'm going to wait till I'm 10 seconds ahead and just go to half throttle. Whoa. Our periapsis just dipped into the atmosphere. It's going to come back, or into the planet. Should come back out, hopefully. Sometime. Anytime. There we go. Oh, I saw like it was under 100. Okay, bouncing around. 107 meter separation down there. Okie doke. So we're going to be meeting up in a couple of hours. Let's get down there. So now we've got ourselves actually in an equatorial orbit, pretty much. You know what? I don't trust. I'm going to do it this way. Just warp to here. Much safer way to do it. Oh, there is Zumbinis' scrap. Quite exciting. We're 3 minutes away. Quite a ways off. Oh, wait, this should be on target. There we go. I didn't think we were that far off. Still a ton of fuel in this thing, so I was right in not putting in any more. Cerberus is going to need what it can get. Okay, it's saying 4 kilometer separation, but I flat out don't believe that. I don't see how that's possible. But I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. I did do something wrong. Don't forget to refuel the Cerberus. Yes, I've been thinking about that. And how much fuel still left? That's better. So I do have to like, okay, we got a ton of fuel on. Well, it's not really like in terms of volume, it's not a lot of fuel. It's just a lot of delta V on this ship. So my decision's going to be this. Do I take this thing with Zumbinis back to, thank goodness it's Minmus Station. I should. Where I can have, you know, do some fuel redistribution again if I wanted to. I could, and then have them all go towards Kerbal together. Like, in fact, I could even attach it somehow to the Cerberus and have the Cerberus be responsible for taking... That might be the smarter thing to do. I can even use some of the docking ports that I've been stealing. Let me think. So let's bring this back to, thank goodness it's Minmus Station. Reconfigure everybody. And then have the Cerberus along with this, probably attached together, go down in a group. Okay, so this is only like a Mark 1 capsule or something, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. It's one of those single thingy cockpits. I see where I'm going to aim though. That's for sure. Okay, let's bring down our velocity here. Okay, spin around. Or this is the other option. I just blow on out of here, head straight back to Kerbal, aerobrake, and get this and Zumbinis to Kerbal Station. And then await for the arrival of my Minmus crew, and they can attach some parachutes to this and all of that stuff. I don't know. I think going back to Minmus Station would be the better plan. I'm going to try and really connect to this in a sensible way. Just I'm not sure I can connect all of them together. I want to kind of just putting my fingers in the right spots. Always a good plan. Just trying to get this so that it's not like on some cockeyed kind of angle. That's really what I'm trying to do here. So. I'm trying to do so it's like pretty in there. That's not bad. Forward. Grab her. Grab it. There we go. That looks pretty good. Or, okay, so here's Zumbinis. Zumbinis is a scientist. Excellent. I think I'm going to head back to the station. Things are... Oh, yeah, she's a scientist, so she can't do it. Gonna go back to the station, get the parachutes out of here. We're gonna stick them onto this capsule. And I think I'm gonna bring Zumbinis and everything back down to the surface. That's the plan. This is gonna return to the surface in one unit, and then I'll bring the crew back. How's that look? I think that's gonna be the plan. Here, can I turn the lights on in that now? Can't the lights go on this? Lights on. There we go. Okay. Let's, I gotta go back to the state. Oh, I'm now an airplane. I'm an airplane. I'm an airplane. I gotta get back to the station, though, because this thing has no... Or... Let's go back. Okay, okay. I keep changing my mind what I want to do. Let's switch to the station and make sure that the Cerberus has the fuel to get home. Because if it doesn't, then I think job one... Of course it does. We're only going out of Minmus's SOI. That's like nothing. Why am I worried about that? Okay, there's a little bit of fuel left in there. This should now be full. I think both of them are just going to have... You lost control. You've lost the control nodes. I'm not sure. Sorry. I think we're just going to head these people back. Okay. I'm going to just head everybody back. I know I'm making this so complicated. Going straight back. Switch to this. We're going back to Kerbal. Boop. Okay. Oh, I've lost control here. Why would that happen? Oh, because I closed my antenna by mistake. I think when I was fiddling with the lights, the antennas went that. There we go. Now I should have this back. There we are. Okay. We're back. All right, heading back. Just head back. Just head back. And I don't think I'm gonna fuss about. I think I'm gonna just. Oh no, I can't. No, we're gonna have to go to Kerbal Station. We're going to Kerbal Station. Everybody's heading to Kerbal Station because I need an engineer to put, parachutes on this guy. What is it, like 180 to get back? Something like that. Oh, I'm actually... No, can't be 180 because I'm already... Okie doke. Right in the right spot. Yeah, so this is going to be for aerobraking purposes, and what I'm going to do is go for a 45 kilometer periapsis just to slow us down. The idea is to rendezvous with Kerbal Station that's in orbit about Kerbal. That is going to be the plan. So this burn's coming up in 19 minutes. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is like a groovy doovy little spaceship now. I like it. Oh, I see some notifications up there. Some contracts. Oh, well, some of it has to do with Zumbinis, I'm sure. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. We're off. I'm glad I lined this up well because the center of mass is pretty, there's no drift, it feels like, at all. Okay. There we go, 45.1 or 2. That's good. Okay, so these folks are on their way. Let's set up some alarms because we're going to have multiple people doing multiple things. So, oh shoot, I got to get rid of that Kerbal engineer thing. There we go. SOI change. Give me like 3 minutes warning. Okay, add that alarm. Okay, let's get to our station then. Start bringing our crew back. All right, so I believe this is now completely full. I just got to transfer my Kerbals aboard and be done. So William, you're going in there. I believe my, oh no, my scientist must be, but say I don't have, actually I think I have 2 pilots and 1 scientist if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I got 2 pilots. Oh, Valentina's here. I didn't know Valentina was here. Oh yeah, notifications. What do we got? Obtain Zumbinis as scrap. We've done that. Save Zumbinis. Kerman complete. Is now part of, wait a second. No, I still got to return it. Yeah, of course. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait. Why can't I go into map view? There we go. There it goes. I'm going to wait a little bit before I return these folks. I just realized that because I want to stagger them because they're both going to be doing some aerobraking. So I'm just going to actually get out of Minmus's SOI and then I'll come back. So that's in just 2.5 hours. That should be a good enough stagger. Okay, so here we go. Goodbye, Minmus. This is turning into, I was almost going to say, this is turning into my most complicated rescue ever, but it's not. It's the second, and by complicated, I mean I made it complicated, not that the mission was that complicated. I just made it worse than it was. There. We are now out of Minmus's SOI, but all of a sudden I recalled, I had a mission once to rescue somebody and their scrap from low orbit of the sun, and it was horrific. It was a horrific mission that I'm never going to do again. So that was my most complicated one ever. But this one's pretty complicated. But only because I made it complicated. Okay, let's probably I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave. We're just going to leave. So, which way around are we going? We're going that way. Okay. Let's go to here. Pop it ahead 1 orbit. And add some prograde. Probably going to have to add some normal to this as well because of the... Oops. Like that, and then to pull it that way, like that. That's the idea, anyway. That's looking much better. A little more normal. Just want it to go right out along the line of Minmus's orbit in the retrograde direction. That's usually the indication that you're pretty darn close to where you're supposed to be. And now a little more prograde. Oops. Probably a little more or something. Oh no, a little more time. That. Again, 45, we'll be doing some aerobraking. That feels pretty good. Did I transfer Val? I sure hope so. Oh my gosh, I did not. I got Deluxe and William and no Val. I'm also missing all their parachutes. I just realized that too. Okay, back to the station. Thank you very much, Ed's Hobby Cafe. I 100% did miss Valve. I'm also missing a ton of their parachutes, I think. Maybe Val can go and get all their parachutes back. Let's see. Open up the inventories. Roland's got a science kit. You know what? We'll give that. Where's Valentina? There's Valentina. Okay. Valentina's job's going to be organizing inventory too. Before we go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, that's it for parachutes there. Hopefully, maybe there's some parachutes someplace else. Just in case things go crazy wrong while aerobraking, probably a good idea to have parachutes anyway. Okay, we're going to give this to William C. I see no other parachutes aboard here. I need two more, one for Val and one for Deluxe. Now, there might be some. I don't know where they would be. There's a lander here. I think I've lost parachutes. How'd I lose parachutes? Oh well, maybe they're at Kerbal Station. I don't know. Let's check down here one more time. There's a container here. I don't think there's anything in that. Nope. One on the other side. Nope. And in the hitchhiker. Nope. Okay. All right, get back, Val. So only half of you have parachutes, so we'll only give them to the important half. Board. Oh, that module's full. Okay, gotta go into here. Got to transfer. William. Get back there. William C gets into here, and now make room for Val. Board. Okay. So we do have this burn coming up in 57 minutes, so let's get ourselves ready for that. What's probably a good idea Where's the burn? Burn's here. Get to your halfway from the burn. And we'll do an avoidance maneuver too. And to do the avoidance maneuver, we point ourselves in the opposite direction of the burn. This is a prograde burn, so we're burning retrograde. Well, it's most... looking at this is a lot of normal to it as well. Where's the station? Lost the station anyway. Going to give ourselves a little bit of... just like that, and that should push us away from the station, though I already am seeing... I'm nowhere near the station anyway. So, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, activate the engine would be a good idea. Full throttle, 26-second burn. And you can see it's a little bit more than the normal, the typical, whoops, I'm still locked to retrograde. The typical ejection from Minmus. 202 meters per second. Well, normally it's like 160, I think. Now I'm thinking about it. It's either 160 or 180. I can't remember. But that's because of the significant normal component to this. If I wanted to, I could wait a long time until this orbit is in this angle between Minmus's trajectory and the plane of our orbit gets down to 0, but that's waiting too long and it doesn't cost that much, so we're just blowing on out of here. Okay, 3, 2, and 1, and go. We're off. Make Minmus disappear, and oh, flame's weird. See that? Weird. Weird, weird, weird. RCS, get that down to 45. Pretty good. Okay, so these folks are on their way. Just orient them for solar panel purposes and probably set up an alarm for them. Cerberus SOI change. Actually, might as well just do this now. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's just do it. There's no sense to wait. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Okay, so we are now orbiting on our way down to Kerbal. Let's create an alarm for periapsis. This is the Cerberus. And because periapsis is clearly in the atmosphere, I want to be there well before that. So I'm going to give myself like 20 minutes warning ahead of this. And yeah, that should be it. Yep. So that alarm is there. Now I want to go to my other vessel. And they're going to be a periapsis in, what's that, 8 No, that's the period, dummy. 7 days, 5 hours. This is in 8 days. Good. So that's why I spread them out a little bit. Now, we are rendezvousing with... I should probably think about this. Oh my gosh, I cannot... Where are my space stations? Trying to get to focus on Kerbal, and it's being like that. Okay, there we go. We want to set this as a target. All the probes that we don't see. And how much of an inclination difference are we talking here? 6.4 degrees. Ooh, big inclination difference for our other vessel. We should probably deal with that. I think I'll just live with that. I don't think there's much I can do about it. That's okay. Okay, let's get back... Shoot. Let's get back to the other one. I know I'm doing a lot of jumping back and forth. Alarm clock. Switch to. I just noticed how significant the inclination difference is. On the moon. Why did that go to the moon? There we go. We have a 14.7 degree inclination difference, but I can see we're coming up to our AN right here, so we can add a maneuver here and zero this right out. Come on, don't be that way. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, that burn's coming up in 52, or sorry, 6, no, what am I talking about? 7 days. So let's actually, shoot, let's set an alarm for that. I was about to time warp to this burn, but then I realized not quite sure this. I know when this guy's going to be in the apoapsis, so I best. Okay, maneuvers coming up in 7 days in 5 hours, and we are getting to periapsis in about that same amount of time. In fact, I think we're getting to periapsis first. Okay, good thing I came here. All right, let's go. Let's just set another alarm. Let's just keep using this. Create an alarm. Periapsis. 20 minutes warning. Add alarm. And that'll stop me. Yep, that's coming first. Okay, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's not keep making this so complicated. We're going to come in for the deep dive here. Just get ready to retract this antenna. Okay, retract antenna. Get onto that retrograde vector. And we'll see how this performs. It might be an adventure. Oh, look at that. I put the blue up and the actual capsule is up. I think I just got kind of lucky with that. Yeah, we're going to be done aerobraking before I have to go back to the Cerberus to do the maneuver. So that's good. Oh, and I also see some notifications here. Contract complete for the multispectral SCANsat scan of the moon, and the high-resolution visual scan of the moon is now complete. So that is 2 more contracts down. Still lots of contracts to go, unfortunately. I picked up too many. Part of this is just wanting to get rid of contracts. Okay. We are now aerobraking. I've never had an issue aerobraking from Minmus or Kerbal or the moon with an altitude periapsis of 45. I got trajectories. Why aren't I using trajectories? Okay, next time. Should be using trajectories to predict. The engine is getting hot, but that's okay. The engine can take it. Oh, the Navball might be using the orientation of this. Especially if I say control from here. But you might be right, so it might not have anything to do with my brilliant merging of these 2 vessels. That would make more sense. Alright, Zumbinis. Okay, we're past periapsis. We're on our way back up. Let's take a look at trajectories, because I really should have been looking that ahead of time. So there's what trajectories is picking. Let's, we are definitely going through here in a retrograde direction. Let's keep, no, we don't need to look at that anymore. There. Wow, we lost a ton of altitude. This thing has drag up the wazoo. Wow. Probably because of this heat shield right here. This thing has drag. And if we started descending, that might have gone really badly because we have no parachutes on this. We do, they're in the box. We need an engineer to unpack them. Ooh, look at the red glow around here. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but that looks cool on this part. All right, so normal vector, extend our antenna. But I believe trajectories is most certainly predicting that on our next pass through, we're going to be connecting to the surface of Kerbal, which we obviously don't want to do. So I'm going to raise my periapsis here. This thing clearly has... Oh, that's lowering my periapsis. Dope. This thing clearly has a lot of drag. There we go. Come back. So I want to have just a, a little bit higher than the station. Maybe about there would be good. So that's raising my periapsis up to about 50 kilometers. That should hopefully make this a little bit safer. Okay, and that burn's coming up in 31 minutes, but before I get to that, I got to deal with the plane change of the Cerberus. So, hello alarm clock. For this maneuver. This is Zumbinis, the Zumbinis. Okay, and we can jump now to our Cerberus. Why can't I switch to you? There we go. No, I'm not riding that down without parachutes. That was never the intent. It just really looked like I was going to there for a little bit, but I never really intended to. That's just, my intention was just to do some aerobraking and rendezvous with the station. But I should have been checking trajectories first. I got a little cocky, almost paid the price. Okay, delete that. Warp. Oh, that. Oh, gosh dang it. These two maneuvers. I think I should be okay. We'll just have to get this maneuver done quickly. I'm going to get the warning for the other maneuver. The maneuvers are just a few minutes apart. Let's just close this so we leave that up there. We got to do this maneuver first. Well, this maneuver is hardly that time critical, so maybe I should just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Looking at our inclination here, right on the anti-normal, right there. Just do it. Okay, 0 inclination. We can actually just leave it just like this. Here it's saying we will be encountering our periapsis in 2 hours and 30 minutes. Is that still an accurate assessment? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. Okay, let's jump to our other vessel. Perform that other maneuver. Hello, Jeremy. Glad you can make it. This is a prograde burn of hardly any magnitude. And we're still a minute and a half from the burn, so that worked out all right. Might do this just with RCS. I'm sure I have a lot of not as much monopropellant as you might think, but maybe I should do this with the motor. There we go. Okay, so just to remind people, what we're doing is we're raising our periapsis so that we do not. We want to still slow down a little bit, but yeah, that looks pretty good. We want to come through and then end up in this orbit, and I'll probably end up putting me in a stable orbit after this is done. Now we are counting our periapsis in... Oh, I should have been doing some plane changes too. Shoot. Not thinking. A little late. We'll work it out. Periapsis in 34 minutes. These guys aren't going to be there for 2.5 hours, so you take priority. So for those people that might be joining us, I'm still time warping. What's going on here? I have Zumbinis, who's a Kerbal I had just picked up with a contract to rescue said Kerbal and to recover their debris, which is this capsule right here. Unfortunately, due to some curious planning on my part, I've yet to have a chance to have an engineer take a look at this craft, and it has no parachutes on it. I do have parachutes aboard. They are stored in these 2 containers, but I need to get an engineer to take them out of the containers and attach them here. So the plan is to bring this to my space station that I have in orbit about Kerbal. I also have another crew on their way to that station. We'll all get together, get things the way things are supposed to be, and hopefully all 5 Kerbals will go safely down to the surface. I don't have an engineer on the station. I have an engineer on their way in Cerberus, Oliver. Yeah. I don't believe I have any crew in the station, though maybe there's somebody there that I've totally forgotten about. That's entirely possible, too. Okay, about to do the big dive. And I retracted the antenna. I did. Okay. This is going to be the last aerobrake maneuver for this vehicle. Should not be as violent as the previous one was, because we are at a higher altitude. Yeah, it will be a party in LKO, and then I got the whole crew. I still think I'm going to bring the whole crew. I'm pretty sure the vessel I have at the station is capable of taking everybody. This is always a little nerve-wracking because I watch this apoapsis, and of course if it gets down to 70 kilometers, I'm in big trouble. But I am trusting that Trajectories is not going to steer me wrong. We have just passed periapsis. We're on our way back up. You know, this thing has so much fuel, there really isn't a reason for me to be doing this now that I'm thinking about it. But it's what I did. I think I'm good. Yes, so this vessel's going to wait for the Cerberus to arrive, and then it's going to be getting everything together. I'm just really realizing as well that this has no docking ports, no way to really dock to the station at all. So what I think I might do is stabilize the orbit it's in right now and just leave it there until the Cerberus arrives, which probably is a good idea anyway. So we're going to do a burn here at apoapsis. We're going to bring out our periapsis. We can close Trajectories for now. We're going to bring up our periapsis up to the altitude of the orbit. Oh, I also have plane problems. Okay, no, first things first. Let's get rid of this one. I have a 6-degree plane issue here, so we're going to fix that. That's the first thing. That's the descending node. Thankfully, again, lots and lots of fuel, so this shouldn't be an issue to zero out our inclination with the station. If they're flipping around like that, that's usually a good sign. Okay. So let's do that first. There we go. take a look at our inclination here, and then we'll zero this out. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. This is the biggest burn of this whole process right now, which I could have minimized by thinking about this when I was still far away from Kerbal. I just forgot about it. Okay, that is a 0-degree inclination. Almost there. Almost there. Now we'll bring up our periapsis out of the atmosphere. And we'll call this done. Well, not done. We're not at the station yet. But at least we're in a stable orbit. Or will be very soon. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong thing. All right. Four, 3, and 2, and 1, and go. Just cut throttle there a little bit. I just want to look at it here. In fact, I think that'll just do. Okay, beautiful. Not going to worry about rendezvousing with the station just now. Just simply going to keep this guy in orbit here. So you are safe. That is the whole point. And now we can take care of the other one. Okay, yeah, we're heading towards our periapsis here, so let's just time warp. This guy's all set. They are in a 0 inclination orbit. They are, so I don't have to do, I've already, see, these ones I thought of the plane change way ahead of time. And everything went much more cheaply. Again, I'm going to put on trajectories. All right, and oh my gosh, the same thing. Look at, oh no, this is the first orbit. Okay, this is a more slippery fellow. Well, thank you very much, Jeremy, for the gift of 1 membership. Awesome. I think the antennas are toggled with, they don't seem to be. Okay. Oh, there they go. Oh my God, everything is wacky. Close that. There we go. Okay, we're about to make the plunge here. All right. It's comet time. For some reason, we are very much short on parachutes. Who are our most important Kerbals? Valentina is. Our 2 pilots are the most important. No, they're not. Who am I kidding? Okay, you can just keep that. Yeah, keep it on our engineer. Okay. Priorities. Okay, let's close that. Clearly coming out of the atmosphere now. And all right, our second prediction is pretty sane. In fact, if I just leave, there's my third prediction. I might just let this thing just keep riding. Just continue with the ride. Okay. Clearly not as draggy as that other vessel was. My goodness, look how far out we're going. So paranoid about overtime warping this. Okay. All right. Retract everything. Retrograde. Round 2. Now, in orbit or docked with Kerbal Station, the vessel that's going to take these folks down is a space plane. It's the first space plane that I've built in this series. It's purely rockets. It takes off vertically. I have never descended it, ever. So that might be fun. That might be fun. This thing, hopefully this whole thing won't turn into a disaster. But there is going to be an untested vehicle. Maybe Zumbinis won't want to ride down with these folks. Okay, yeah, wow. We're going to go around again. The slippery vessel. Yeah, I'm trying, like, this is the thing, because I'm playing this on hard mode, I don't have the ability to do reverts. I honestly can't remember. I'd have to go back and take a look at the stream where I built it. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever... Huh. Did I really never land it? I don't think I did. It's a little scary. I would have thought I would have done one test flight where I just kind of got it up and just brought it right back down again, but maybe I didn't. I'd have to look back at the stream. And I only have 2 Kerbals with parachutes. Yeah, so I save a dude and then stick him into an untested vehicle. That is 100% what will be happening. Well, I could bring the dude down in the vessel that the dude is in once I get some parachutes on it. I don't know which is the safer option. That's the joy of hard mode. Okay. You know what? I must have tested it. I have the KRASH simulator. I can't believe I never tested. I don't believe that. All right, this is our next prediction here. There's our orbit of our Zumbinis. Okay, it's just running it right around again. We're not done yet. I'll make it. I'm really thinking I must have tested it. But now I've got myself where I've talked myself into being worried about it. Okay, this is round 3 now. Aerobraking round 3. Apple Apps still is over 1,000 kilometers, so I think I'm going to be I believe they'll be around 4. Big Boss is saying that he doesn't remember the landing test going well, that maybe there was a glitch or something. I can't recall. It's been sitting docked with the station for so long, I've completely forgotten. I know the first thing I'm going to do is dig up that stream when I get back. Okay, oh, look at this. So my next predicted orbit is almost identical to the orbit that Zumbinis is in. So I think I'll just ride it around one more time and then stabilize the orbit and then start thinking about rendezvousing with the station. Really want to get this done. I'm looking at the time of the stream. I'm worried, as per usual, things are taking much longer than I think they should. All right, last time. Last time, and we're getting you to the station. It is an easy game to lose a whole day in there at Zombie Cafe. Time goes quickly. You get so focused on what you're doing. You see my Apple Watch is coming down now. It's at about 450 kilometers, so this should be a good altitude from which to rendezvous with the station. Yeah, this is a slippery ship. I've sometimes put like air brakes on that I can deploy, but you got to be careful. I haven't got them unlocked yet, so that's part of the issue with this particular game right now. But I have put on air brakes. You just have to be careful not to blow them up. But you can sort of feather them a bit, and it can add quite a bit of drag. But that's I guess it's a slippery shape. We're there. So, next step. Let's just temporarily get rid of Zumbinis there. So we don't confuse our orbits. It's always when these close encounter indicators get like right where the periapsis is that you know that's about the right spot. Right about there. And who's going to get to the station first? I don't know. It's just going to be luck of the draw, really, I think. You know, I think this time I will put it on the maneuver node. I've been lately just locking it, but I notice the maneuver node moves around a little bit when I do that, so do that. Be good. Yes, titanium air brakes. That was John's trick. Always, always appreciative of that. Modifying the aluminum air brakes so they're made out of titanium so they won't melt so easily. That is a good trick. Okay, we are just about there. This. Actually, I can get rid of the maneuver. There. All right, let's see if we can facilitate ourselves a rendezvous. So we're not missing by much this time around, but what I'm gonna do, I'm adding a maneuver right here at periapsis. We're gonna put a tiny amount of retrograde into it. Then I'm gonna put a maneuver on that one, and I'm gonna pop it ahead orbits and see. That's the idea. I'll go back to the first maneuver. All the icons all right on top of each other, but well, 0.3 kilometer separation. So I got this 20 meter per second burn coming up in 20 minutes, and then I'm going to do a few orbits, and then we're going to be ready to go. Now, where is Zumbinis? Behind me. Okay, so we can do, well, no, let's switch to, no, we can do this burn and then do some Zumbinis. That'll work. Yep. Yep. Good stuff. The mod that displays this orbital information up here is Kerbal Engineer Redux is the name of that mod. Sorry, this is a retrograde burn. I'm pointing the wrong way. But to be honest, there's a lot of information just down here. The game has gone much better with that, so I don't find myself looking up there all too often. I'm losing the... There we go. Now I can see it. Just losing the numbers in the clouds. All right, let's start a little early. It's not a very long burn. Trying to burn this, trying to do this burn as accurately as I can. Let's see if I can finish it with a little RCS. There we go. Okay. And yeah, this is working out well. So it's going to be 3.5 hours till that rendezvous, but it's 0.4 kilometers. What I'm going to do is set up again an alarm. Don't know if the Zumbinis is going to get there first. This is the Cerberus. You're getting a 5 minutes warning for that alarm. Add that alarm. Okay, let's get to our other vehicle right here. And do the same thing. See who gets there first. It's a race. So exactly the same process. We're going to put a... Sorry, let's just get rid of... Just got too many vessels here. They're confusing me. Put a I guess right here is where I got to put the maneuver. Little bit of retrograde. Then a maneuver in here. Oh, close encounter way over there, so we're going to pop that ahead orbits. That'll tell me just how many orbits. I'm not popping it at that one. There we go. Till we've just gone past it, and then a little more retrograde on the first burn. And the reason why that second maneuver is necessary is because that's how you get the, you get it on the burn where you're going to get, or the orbit where you're going to get the encounter. So it's just purely several orbits ahead just because that's going to be where I see this encounter happening. But we're going to do the burn now. Okay, 0.3 kilometers again. That burn's coming up in, should be pretty soon. 5 minutes. Well, we can keep the thrust limiter where it is. These two might be encountering the station pretty soon after each other, now that I'm thinking about it. Delete. Okay. I like free view. It's always nicer. Let's get at least one of these before this stream has to be done. We are closing in on the 2-hour mark. Okay, that's didn't do quite as good a job, I think, with that one, but there they are. We got a 16-kilometer separation. It's coming out in 2 hours and 44 minutes. Hey, where'd my alarm go? Didn't I make an alarm? I pushed the wrong button somewhere. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay. Okay, let's create an alarm for this maneuver. I think I screwed up somewhere. This is Zumbinis. Okay, add the alarm. There it is. Go now to the Cerberus. Somehow I messed up putting in that alarm. I don't know how I do it. Hello, Mystic Shadow. How are you? Okay. Again, alarm. Create an alarm for the maneuver. This is the Cerberus. And 5 minutes warning. Who's first? Zumbinis is first. By a reasonable margin. Okay. Okay. We can deal. I think it's the same orbit, though. I really do think so. Okay, we're going to switch to Zumbinis first. And what we're going to be just doing is riding around a few orbits here. So let's put this onto this vector. And get to this... Where's the maneuver positioned? Yeah, maneuver's fine. Okay. I think they are getting there pretty close to the same time. No, I cannot dock with this. So what it's going to have to do is park there. We'll get the engineers there, and then we'll figure it out. But yes, Oliver, this cannot dock with the station. So hopefully it won't drift too far away in the interim. Okay, so what I do need to do, though, I just remembered, is I am off a little bit here. Let's see if I can figure out what can make this a little bit better. Well, that's making it better. There we go. Nope. A little bit of that. What about a little bit of radial? Will that help? No. Okay, so I'm going to give a little bit of a burn here. Honestly, I think this can be done again largely with RCS. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Let's do it that way. Just trying to get this close encounter indication to be as small as I can. Nope, starting to go back up. So it's about 6 kilometers. Now I'm going to put another maneuver at about halfway. Maybe about here-ish. And maneuver. No, actually, this is going to be on different orbits. I can see here. This is where the Cerberus is. So the Cerberus has to go around one more time. So that's good. Now what I'm hoping is I can reduce this encounter distance with a little... I think radial might be the trick. No, that's not helping. Okay, I'm just going to... I'm just gonna eyeball it. The heck with it. We'll just eyeball it. We're good. We'll make it work. So here's our station. Here's us. Cerberus has got to go around one more time, so it will catch the station on the next orbit. Okay, I'm going to try and fiddle around with what might make this close encounter, this encounter distance smaller. I'm not sure which way to go, so I'm just going to start kind of burning in a random direction, more or less. We're about 7 minutes away. 6 kilometers separation. That's making it worse. That's making it better. So let's keep burning this way until it stops getting better. That thrust limiter is still really small. Oh, that's really helping. The mount it's help. Well, no, it's doing pretty good. Whoa, just started going back up again. So now what I'm going to do is just get myself a little closer. And just repeat. Of course, the time warping's messing it up, as it is wont to do. There's the station down there. Okay, let's see what happens if I burn this way. That makes it worse, so I think it's more the same way I was going. Nope, that makes it worse. Oh boy, I just made it a lot worse. Okay, that's making it better. Wow, I think maybe a little this way? That's making it better. Nope, not for long though. Okay, let's get closer still. That's worse. My instincts tell me to go this way. Okay, that's making it better. But now it's worse. Okay, so much for my instincts. Okay, we're only a minute away. I really need to start just lowering my relative velocity with the target. So let's try and thrust to the point where I can keep this a constant. It is not staying constant. Well, I am so making it worse. Nope, that's way worse. Oh, I saw. Okay, here we go. We got our second encounter coming up. It's fine. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Oh, I don't know why that second one wasn't showing up before. Now it's the first one. Maybe that's why. There was something that just wasn't making a lot of sense. But it wasn't showing me the second encounter. Now it is. See, now this is good. Lowering that. Okay, 200 meter separation. 100. Okay, 30-meter separation. Happy days. Number 2 is in kilometers now, but a moment ago it wasn't. I just got past number 1, and then number 2 became number 1, and number 2 is something else. Yeah. But there was nothing there in the second intersect, and then suddenly it showed up, and it was like 800 meters or something like that. That was a few seconds ago, I'll admit. Well, several seconds ago. Alright, we are closing in on the station now, though. And you'll get to take a look at the space plane, but I'm really looking at, yeah, I'm over the 2-hour mark. So what we're going to do is we're just going to match velocities with this guy. We still got the other one. Oh, we got some velocity coming in here. Let's slow down. Slow down. Zumbinis is eager to get home. Okay, I'm just going to zero this out right here, because we can't dock anyway. And with a little bit of luck, we'll still be in this general vicinity. There we go. With a little luck, we'll still be in this general vicinity when we see our station, but there it is. There's our station. And there's nobody aboard, but this is our ride home. But looking at the time of the stream, I think that ride is going to have to wait for the next episode. So, yeah, we'll get back. We'll get the Cerberus here. We'll outfit Zumbinis here to descend to the surface with our engineer. And hopefully all will go well. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody who's watching this at a later date. And of course, an extra special thank you to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who support this channel directly. Have yourself a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.